Miss K Letter ATX, and I'd like to welcome you to the new me review. I think I'm funny because I talk with a country accent. Blah, 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 blah. Ernestine, what in the hell are you doing over here? Oh my gosh, she done lost her mind, y'all. Okay, look, you know what? I love you and everything, but you're going to have to go in a little minute because I got another guest coming who's just a little bit more important than you. Hi, I'm Miss Kitty Litter ATX, and I would like to welcome y'all to the new Mew Review. And today we're going to be looking at Camp Wannakiki Season 3, Episode 9, y'all. It's the season finale. And I'm so excited and honored and beyond thrilled today to have an actual real special guest who isn't trying to steal my show. Girl, bye. So please at this time, help me welcome one of the finalists from Season 3 who also is a host of Poo Poo ATX and also hosts Unbearable, a founder and star and an absolute treasure. Please welcome Bohemian Rhapsody.
Hi. Hello.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you joined me here on my little festival of craziness here.
I'm so glad to finally make it on your show.
You know, I've been hoping that we could get this together, but with the pandemic and everything and you being so busy being this new celebrity and all, it's very hard to get our schedules together, but I'm glad that we were able to work that all out.
Me too.
And thank you for having me at your preview party, by the way, because that was great fun. I got to actually go to 2 of them, y'all. And this one, perfect hostess every time. And it was so much fun getting to watch the episodes up there on the big screen and get the audience reactions and stuff.
Yeah, it's so much greater to have a live audience with you and like cheering you on, and it just, you know, it feels good when you're on stage when, you know, the judges praise you and in those winning moments, but like when your friends and family are there like rooting you on, that's when you feel like it's really special.
Well, I have to take your word for that because I don't have any friends or family and certainly nobody who cheers me on. But I'm sure that it's a wonderful experience, you know, if you say it is. Yeah, so do you have like any special moments? I didn't give out any spoilers because we knew that there were some people that still hadn't seen the episode. Not everybody can catch it like right when it comes out. So I wanted to wait a few days and give people time to see the episode. As you know, we don't do clips on this show because of copyright issues with YouTube and whatnot. I just can't be bothered. But I trust that people will go watch the show and then come and compare notes with us. You know, so there's that. Did you have like any special memories or a moment that stood out for you during the whole season?
Just meeting all the campers and making new friends and family, and you know what I enjoyed about the whole experience, you know, on those other shows you don't really hang out with, you know, the hosts of the show and the production team, and we're there all together 24/7 the whole week, and so I feel like it's the whole different experience to be on Camp Wannakiki rather than to be on the other shows.
Well, yes, and probably a more positive one with a lot less shadiness. No tea or no shade against any other shows because they're all fabulous in their own right. But I do feel that Camp Wannakiki does kind of present and promote that whole spirit of positivity and whatnot. And I did see that so much this season, looking at the posts that followed the finale that you all sent to each other with congratulations and supportiveness and all that was just so inspiring to me. And I know what that's like because in our season we kind of became a little family. And so happy to have you as part of that family.
We're sisters
by the way.
now.
We are. Well, I'm the crazy old aunt that y'all keep locked in the basement. But, you know, that's fine too. I can live with that. But
Your basement is beautiful.
it is, you know, the health department hasn't made its way over here due to the pandemic, and the maid's been out for a whole year. But and actually, Buffalo Bill, I think his name is, that serial killer. He calls me up for design tips all the time, y'all. So let's talk a little bit about this episode. So this episode, we started out with a little skit from the Sugar Bakers and Ruthie. And I have to ask you, what do you think of the skits?
I love the skits. Just like a different element, to the show. The other shows, I guess, well, one show has a little bit of skits too. But, I just think it just adds to that camp element of, being cheeky and fun and...
Well, and in a little bit, we're going to get into the fact that you all actually, in this episode, you had to prepare your own skits.
Yes.
And not only prepare them, write them, and then perform them. Not only your own, but like the other finalists as well. And I just, like I said, we'll get into that a little more later, but I can't imagine how challenging that would be because I have a hard time remembering my own name sometimes. So remembering lines, writing lines, all that, it just seemed like a lot, and y'all really came through on that. So kudos to you to all y'all for such creative and funny skits, and that they were so well executed. That was pretty amazing. So this is the episode where we were going to crown our queen of camp. And we had this skit, and then we went into the daily activity, which is, as I stated, well, we actually did have a moment at first we got to see a glimpse of our season 2 winner, Tora Hyman, who was our queen of camp. And she came and gave a little Disneyland tease or whatever, and I thought it was kind of a Mickey Mouse operation, if you know what I mean. If you saw the skit, you get it. But anyways, it was so great to see Tora again. I thought she looked fabulous, and I just have a lot of love for her and Alexis Bevels, of course, and now all of you. So we saw Tora, and then we found out that your challenge was going to be that you had to do these you had to create these skits that were based on, if I'm correct, like something to do with the camp. It had to be about the campsite.
Yeah, it was camp life. Because, the Sugar Bakers made previous skits called Camp Life, and we were kind of, continuing that, but with the campers this time rather than just the Sugar Bakers and Ruthie. And I was excited for it when I found out about it because here in Austin, I'm on the cast of Die Felicia, and I don't do a drag performance number. I actually do a segment called Horror Piece Theater, where I take an iconic horror scene and add my own flavor to it. And that's what I did this time. The scene was inspired by a scene from Cabin Fever, and it was about the catchphrase of that scene was pancakes.
Well, incidentally, I was gonna have some pancakes for y'all. If you had got here just a few minutes earlier, we had Ernestine and I had brunch, and we had pancakes.
Pancakes!
Pancakes! It's a thing now. That's become the catchphrase of the season, I believe. But I have to say that kudos to y'all because, like I said, that was very difficult. I don't know what kind of time frame you were given to pull all that together, but I'm sure it wasn't like days and days. It was probably hours or...
No, I mean, we all had the material written before the challenge started itself, but I think we each had an hour or an hour and a half to complete our skits as far as like the acting and setup goes. Of course, editing happened later, but yeah, we had about an hour to film, I believe, each one.
Well, and I have to ask, it seemed like on the first skit that I saw that there were some books in people's hands. Were those just props, or was there actual lines written in those to read from?
You know, I think we might have had a little bit of notes in Geneva Skit, but that skit was so flawless.
It was very funny. The whole ornithology thing.
Yes.
So that was the deal. Was that Geneva did a thing that was like about bird watching, but with a campy spin on it. And you two came in. You in America came in and just y'all worked as a team, and I found that so refreshing because in some competitions, as you know, maybe if you know that you're helping another person, you might not put forth 100%. And I
Right.
think all y'all were there for each other on this particular challenge, as far as not only the writing but trying to support the other skits as well and make sure that they looked good too. And that's hard to do sometimes.
Yeah, Geneva's skit actually, it took, I think, 2 takes and it was done. That's how
Wow.
smooth hers went. And, you know, production was like, oh, well, let's film some other stuff while we're here, even though we all nailed it. That, you know, definitely Geneva's skit was, yeah, 2 and done.
Come on, Geneva. Yes, ma'am. Also, America did a. I'm looking at my notes here, and they're so illegible.
What was the
CW?
the botany?
Yes,
Camp Wannakiki
yes,
University. Yes.
Thank you. And America was this professor of sorts, and then y'all were the students. You and Geneva. Dusky has some really funny moments as well.
Very punny.
Yeah, very punny, which, you know, I absolutely live for, you know. A pun in the hand is worth a bush with a bird in it, or so, however that works out. And then we had your skit, which of course we talked about a little bit. It was the cabin fever teas, the pancakes, the kind of panic and excitement that goes on in not only a horror movie but at camp sometimes, and surprises. So kudos to you as well. I think
you.
all of you really excelled at something that's not easy to do, y'all. I gotta tell y'all, people can say, oh yeah, everybody who does drag could easily act or write or whatever,
no.
and it's not so. I mean, you have people who are Instagram fabulous, or who can create a good look, or you have somebody that could tell a lot of one-liners or whatever. But having all that together,
Right.
it's a lot. So I think you guys all excelled at that. All of the campers got to come back to show their finale looks. And this gave me so much life because there were people who, I mean, admittedly, that I was just invested in from the get-go and was so sad to see them leave. So anytime they got to make a return, which they did not only in the costume challenge, where they helped create y'all's one of your runway looks, but also here where at the end we get to see what they would have presented for the finale. And I'm going to go over these looks and get maybe some of your takes on them and thoughts. I do have to say, shout out to the Sugar Baker twins, because those curtain outfits, as soon as you came out, I was like, oh, it's curtains for these two. Where the hell did they put their rods? Get it? And, you know, oh, tassels. Just, it was Gone with the Wind, tease y'all. It was, I believe, the old curtains from the Hamburger Mary's that closed.
Yeah, the one from Chicago.
Yeah. So, and they went, you know, I saw the window and just had to have it. It was very cute, and they were well done. So, shout out Sugar Bakers. Also, shout out Ruthie, who just, like all season, snapping one-liners like chewing gum, and just, she's a pro. There's no denying that, you know. So, first on the stage, bring it to the runway, please. We had Kylie Michaels, who was doing a pastel modesty dress, you know.
Right.
And it was long, and kind of maybe some pinstriping going on that I saw. And some beautiful accessorizing with earrings, and of course the hair and the makeup is always on point with her. Did you have any thoughts on this look?
No, I know that it was a biblical reference, but you know, I'm not one to read, let alone read the Bible. So, you know, she looked beautiful. The story I didn't get because, like I said, I don't read. So.
Well, and I know the whole Bible thing probably
you know,
is
it
not
kind of goes against
sure
my
for
religion.
it. But yeah, I thought it was cute, and I was there for. I did have to laugh because it was that whole modesty thing, and going along with Kylie's character, which is that good Christian woman. Then we had Rhett Corbett. And Rhett was giving us a red carpet look,
right,
or whatever. So it was kind of, to me, harkening back to that whole neon art pop 80s kind of tease or whatever. There was some neon pops going on and all that. And I just love that Rhett has that certain aesthetic. It's almost a little cartoon character just walking out of the screen at you. I love it. I lived for it.
It was true to his aesthetic, and I love his aesthetic. I mean,
Same.
Anything,
and always
anything 80s, you know,
Hello.
he got me.
Well, I'm from the 80s. It was the 1880s, but I do appreciate the ones that came after. Next, we had Gilda Wabbit. And Gilda was doing her second Playboy Bunny look, but this was a red Playboy Bunny as opposed to the blue and white one that we had seen earlier in this season. Gilda is undeniably sexy, attractive, if I can use that term. She always puts forth a beautiful painted face and a look that says kind of to me maybe burlesque glamour kind of thing happening there. You know? So I was there for it. It's kind of her wheelhouse, so I liked it.
I think there was some kind of motive with the red bunnies because there was a red one and a blue one. You know, so there's the red team and the blue team, and I think, you know, I heard that Gilda bats for both teams, but I also heard she might have one of each just to, you know, sabotage the other team too. I don't know. She is a Gemini, so you can never trust
and see,
her.
so am I. That's what it's all. I get it now. Okay, so next up we had a person. It was Vivian, and she did. This was one of my favorite runway looks from Camp Wannakiki any season. She did this golf course thing. It literally was the whole golf course show. She had kind of the AstroTurf looking dress. She had strategically placed golf holes. There, I don't know where the golf balls were. Maybe they were tucked and taped. But yeah, I was there for the whole look. I just thought it was very camp, and I do get that whole comedy camp thing from Vivian big time. So I was glad to see this look. It brought me some life.
Yeah, I think it was probably my favorite look of this episode, and she always had great looks, and it's, you know, sometimes that one look you didn't focus on as much might be the one that gets you eliminated, and that's sad because I think if it wasn't for her cosplay look, she could have made it pretty far. I mean, if you follow her on Instagram, you'll see the photo shoots she did with her looks that were not featured yet on Camp Wannakiki. The rock star look was impeccable. Her camp spirit story was disgusting, and I loved it.
Oh, the hamster.
The hamster.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm still traumatized by that. I was having like these Richard Gere flashbacks to when we were dating. You know, yeah. Next up to the stage, we had Geneva Skit. And Geneva Skit was giving us this kind of purple eggplant glam dunce character. There was a large conical shaped hat or whatever, like a dunce cap, but it was done in purple. There was a purple gown that was really quite fabulous with the big bow in the back. It looked very pageant meets, you know, a little bit of silly. I liked it. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Cause like, yeah, it was pageant, but with the big bow and the dunce cap, you definitely had that campy vibe to it, and it was just gorgeous.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that look. It was cute. Next up, we had Queen Faraz, and she was doing like the queen of pink cupcakes. I guess it was just it's undeniable that Queen Faraz is drag royalty, hands down. The face always just painted for the gods. She had kind of a pink gown on, and then she had her little scepter and all that, you know, the accessorized and whatnot. I lived for it. I thought it was very cute.
Yeah, she was the mug of season 3 of Camp Wannakiki, and I think she had the most campy can-do attitude out of all of us, and she just looked like a true queen in the finale.
She was a lot of fun to watch, and I have to say that if I ever get trapped in a dark alley, I hope that she's there, because the Queen looks like she would just kick butt and take down names. When they had the inflatable dolls that y'all were doing,
oh yeah,
she was like body slamming him. It was like that Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling thing. I was all about it. So yeah, it was cute. Next up, we had the first of our 3 finalists, and we had America Powers, who was doing a day at the Rose Garden, you know, and of course my first thought watching it when we were watching the at the preview party was, well, Tora did a rose outfit last season, and now we have another flower look for the finale. But it was done quite differently and was still very cute. It was one of my favorite looks for this episode, and she continued that tradition of bringing like just some amazing looks to the runway. All season we saw that, so I was there for it. Yeah, I don't know if there was any seeding going on with that rose garden, but you know,
we won't talk about the seating that happened at camp.
All right. Later, that'll be in our just for fans thing, or is that still happening? OnlyFans.
OnlyFans is the one getting that is removing their sexual content. So.
Oh, well, hell, now where am I going to go for my entertainment? Next up, we had Geneva Convention, and Geneva Convention was doing a possum tease. Yeah, and at first I was kind of, to be honest with you, when I just initially looked at it, I was like, alligator, gray alligator? No, I'm not. And then I listened to the story and got what it was all about, and it was quite funny. Geneva, there is no denying that the storytelling aspect and strengths are so there.
Yeah.
Because even on some of the looks of hers that I didn't like gag over, the story sold it for me like 100%, and I was like, okay, I'm there for it. And this one was no exception. It was really cute, and the story took it over the top, which is where Camp will take it.
Yeah, she had some of the best jokes in her storytelling for sure. And as far as the finale, you know, roses are gray, violets are gray. I'm colorblind. That killed me.
Oh, the letters from home that she did, it was like every single sentence was like hilarious. I was just sitting there going, okay, somebody's sister got some writing chops, so props. And last but certainly not least, we had Bohemian Rhapsody, who was doing this. Well, I'll let you describe it.
Yeah, it was my
priest,
my satanic priest or cardinal, because I had the cardinal hat that they wear. I was definitely kind of given like that Anton LaVey vibes from the Church of Satan back in, was it the 60s that he started that, or 70s?
I think that was the 60s. Yeah.
So I was giving a little satanic swinging 60s vibe with that Sonny Bono hair too. Which is...
that line cracked me up so much. It was very like Prince Valiant bowl cut kind of thing going on, you know, Friar Tuck, all that. But I was living for the fact that the details, like the cross, I noticed was stoned for the gods, and there was the piping and the trim and just everything that was a complete look from head to toe, which you brought all season. I do have to ask while I'm thinking about that, with your looks, did you have assistants or was it all your own design and work, or how long did you have to pull all that together? I guess there's a couple questions in there.
We had 3 to 4 weeks to prepare from the moment we got the list of looks to leaving for camp. And, so you got to think quick and fast. So some of that stuff was stuff that I already had that I just added to, like the hospital gown look. It was just a hospital gown that I rhinestoned. I just rhinestoned it more and added the props.
Well, I was going to say, but there was a lot more to it than that because you had the pill bottle accessory earrings. There was you carted out that little IV thing on stage, just everything, even the slippers. It was the whole look. And what I appreciated from you this season was that every time you stepped out on the stage, it was that complete look. My personal favorite from you, and I know this one may have some mixed emotions for you because it got you disqualified in that particular episode, but the La Llorona look was that was a gag, a gasp, and a giggle all together because the detailing on that was so much. And then when you turned around at the end, there was the baby dolls, there was this, there was that, it was flowing. Then you turned around and there was the face on the back. There was just so much of that. And I do think that even though, yes, it was a known story, I do think you put your own elements into the mix to take it in another direction. But I did live for that look. It literally was one of my favorites of the season.
Thank you. That was that was one of the ones I was most proud of because that's also another look that I did mostly myself. I bought the dress. I had Emma Sis sew in an extra tool on the side. The train I made myself. The train came. I had to make a platform on wheels because the train was so heavy.
Interesting.
And then Louisiana did like the headdress part of it, but
yeah, it takes a village, folks.
Yeah.
In my case, it just takes a village idiot or the village people, but that's a whole other thing. But no, I think that what I was most impressed by you this season was that you stuck to your aesthetic, which is a little bit spooky, ooky, if you don't mind me saying that. It's a little bit dark and twisted, which I, absolutely live for. I adore that. And so it wasn't like you trying to be somebody else or you putting on a character or whatever. This was intrinsically who you were. And so I was there for it, and I know you like that. So I was going, okay, this is just an extension of all the fabulousness that we see here in Austin all the time. So, I really appreciated that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy that I got to provide like a different side of camp because, I love horror movies, especially the bad horror movies, the B horror movies, the horror comedies, and those where I get my inspiration for a lot of my performing. And so that's what I wanted to show.
But is there such a thing as a bad horror movie?
Yes, there is.
It's called My Parents' Home Vacation movies, y'all. Oh, frightening.
But the ones that are not supposed to be bad that are bad, I love them. The ones that are intentionally bad, I love them.
Or even something over the top like Carrie, where you have the mother that was just like, I should have gave you up to God when you was a child, but I was weak and backslidden. Now the devil's come on. Anyway, okay, I was having a moment, so I just had to go there. So all three of our campers presented their finale looks, and then there was some deliberations made and whatnot. At this time, we had a treat because they brought Kylie Michaels back to the stage. And she was the winner, as voted by the campers, correct, of Miss Congeniality. And I have to ask you, because I can only guess from what we went through in our season, that since Kylie was one of the first ones eliminated, And I know y'all think that they fly home and then fly back for the finale. No, they don't. They're there. And in the best case scenarios, those people are the right arms for everybody else that's still there. They pitch in, they help. We had Debbie Fox, who is just a brilliant performer and person, that was the first one to go home. And Debbie wasted no time. Like, she would stay up late at night helping other people amp up their looks or add little details or do this. Oh, you need a hot glue gun? Here's this. She was that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, was that what helped Kylie, or was it just her personality, or a combination of all that?
I think Kylie has laughing the most throughout the whole week, and I think that is, a big reason why she was Miss Congeniality. Just because, like, even though she went home first, like, her spirit was still high. She was just cracking jokes, saying the filthiest things left and right, and that's.
Well, I say congratulations to you, Kylie, because job well done. Not only for winning Miss Congeniality, but just for being a super fantastic entertainer and person. I'm there for you, honey. I live. So at this time, drum roll, please. And the winner of Camp Wannakiki Season 3 ended up being Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
Yes, Geneva. Congratulations. I am going to say, first of all, yes, congratulations. I'm not going to lie and say that I was shocked. And no disrespect to Geneva. My thing on it was the fact that watching this season as I did and seeing the praise and the critiques and the edits on the runways, I was just sure that somebody else was going to win. And it's not that Geneva didn't bring it. She did. I think she was the dark horse. And I say horse because I think she could barely speak all season with her laryngitis or whatnot. But she is one of the most talented, kind-hearted, and amazing performers that I know. So I was thrilled to see her get that. But yeah, a little shock and surprise there.
Yeah, because a lot of people think based on track record, so and so is going to win, and that's not always the case with these shows. They see something in the winner that maybe you didn't see on television, and also, the Sugar Bakers and Ruthie did not really talk about the last challenge as far as like how we did and what happened. And like I said, Geneva was flawless. 2 takes and done. I mean,
wow, that's
definitely
incredible.
The best actress as far as like knowing her lines. America and I struggled more with lines sometimes. I
would have thought you would have no problem doing lines, but I'm kidding. Allegedly. Now, yeah, so I think that was amazing. I do need to put this out there, though, because just recently, I don't know if you've seen that RuPaul's Drag Race just announced their UK season.
Right.
And they have a female lesbian drag queen who's going to be one of the contestants or whatever. And several people actually who I previously admired their critiques or reviews online or whatnot had not nice things to say about this person being a drag competitor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just put it out there and say shame on y'all, because I don't care if you're AFAB, if you're trans, if you're a man, a woman, whatever, non-binary, whatever you identify with, that's your business or whatever. Drag's for everybody, and we should not be getting into this country club mentality where it's only for the boys or it's only for this or that. That's some bullshit right there, and I'm just going to call it as bullshit because as Geneva proved, it doesn't matter who or what you are. You can come and just bring that and slay. And I actually saw this person's social media. I looked them up. I saw some of the stuff that she was doing or whatever. And this is like somebody who's been a cabaret entertainer for years, has done comedy camp, all that. So I'm just living to see her on the UK season. I kind of like the UK ones better than the US ones most of the time. Anyways, they're a little more real, if that's the right word, and campy and funny. Which it just doesn't seem so this kind of sameness or cookie cutter thing that sometimes we get into with the US version.
Yeah, drag entertainment in the UK is just different than it is here in the US. Lip syncing is like a foreign phenomenon to a lot of them. Like I think they're just now lip syncing, like a majority of them in the UK. They're more like live entertainers, more.
Well, and they do panto and these like over the top skits, and everything's just big and broad. And so I'm actually really excited. And not to get all off into Drag Race, I didn't want to go there, but just to say that all entertainers should be given their due if they're out there putting in that hard work and they're playing nice and playing fair and whatnot. Then don't disrespect those people, y'all, because as you know and I know that it's not easy to get up at all hours of the morning and for weeks and whatnot to try and put your best self out there. It gets tiring. You get all up in your feelings sometimes, and there's days where you just really would rather not be bothered. At least that was my experience. So know that. And also to our local people, have respect for your local entertainers, y'all, because it's not all about the only drag is what you see on the screen or whatever. That's not what it is. There's like hundreds of talented performers in these hometowns who are not getting the much needed recognition they deserve. Y'all go see those shows, tip those people, follow their social medias, look them up on their the YouTubes and the Twitch and the Twitters and
TikTok,
the twats and maybe not the twats. I don't know. Look up their twats if they have an OnlyFans, but see, this is why I don't get monetized on this show. Do you have any parting thoughts for all your fans out there and people that have fallen in love with you this season?
I just want to thank everyone for their support. I think that was probably the most touching part of being on here, is just seeing everyone give me their kind words and just, when I have my own doubts with my own personal drag, which I think a lot of performers have their own doubts, hearing the feedback and seeing everyone see those nice words just kind of makes me feel better and validates my art as a drag performer. And I'm glad that there is an audience for the weird things that I do on stage.
Well, there's certainly one fan right here sitting in this room. And yes, echoing those sentiments, just thank y'all for supporting Camp Wannakiki, for supporting Camp Drag. Big thank yous to Hamburger Mary's,
yes,
to the Sugar Baker twins who put this all together, Ruthie Keister, and not to be forgotten, once again, I have to throw it out there that the production cast gets some props because the camera people and the editors and all that, everybody is easy to throw shade and say, well, I like the way that looked or the way this was cut. Those people are up till all hours of the morning splicing and cutting and doing this and that. And it's not easy work. I do not envy them that task at all.
No, the editing is a way longer process than the filming.
And I don't know if I'm allowed to spill this tea, but is there not some season 4 additions that are going to be working on season 4 in a production capacity? or maybe
I don't know.
well, tune in to season 4 to find out. Speaking of season 4, I guess auditions are maybe still going on. I don't know. Are they still taking submissions at this time?
I don't think so. I think the casting call is done. I think it is. Season 4 is on its way in production here very shortly.
See, now Camp Wannakiki is going to be like RuPaul's Drag Race, where you're going to have Camp Wannakiki España going on, and Camp Wannakiki Australia. I hope I would live for that. You know, maybe 3 or 4 seasons running back to back. But none of the year-long seasons like we had with that one in RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh my God, that was forever. You know, I did want to ask you a couple of other questions. You come from a family of drag royalty, and not that you have ever relied on that. In fact, most of the time, I think you've gone out of your way to establish yourself first as a drag entertainer. But you are married to Louisiana Purchase from Dragula, and I guess my question is are there any challenges to being in a family of drag royalty, which you are now, you know, most certainly a part of?
I mean, to me, to have a partner that wasn't really interested in what I'm doing isn't really an option for me. So, you know, having another person who shares the love for the same art that I do really helps, you know, like, keep the bond together, because we're doing things together all the time. And as far as like the ego portion goes, I think it's good that we're both very different entertainers, so our egos don't clash.
Yeah, I can see how that would be. Yeah, and not to mention that you double your wardrobe when you date another drag entertainer, you know.
I may have gotten some hand-me-downs. The ones that fit.
It's like, look, I'm only going to date people who are my size, you know. So if anybody has any circus tents laying around, call bitch. Let me see. At the end of the episode, we went back to where it all started, back to the beginning. The Sugar Baker twins and Ruthie were suddenly back sitting at the stage where the whole season kicked off, and it turned out that the whole season, I guess, was a mad hallucinatory mushroom experience that they had or whatnot. And I have to admit, when we watched it at the preview party, and they said, and the winner is, and then they showed Geneva briefly, and then the next thing I turned my head and turned back around, there was a blow-up doll up there. I was like, did a blow-up doll win? Did Geneva win? What's happening here?
Did Geneva really win? Right. Was there really a season 3?
What actually, it was very like Dallas when it turned out that the whole Who Shot JR thing was Bobby in the shower, you know. But yeah, it was a cute little twist, and not done in a way that took away from any of the things that happened in this season. I think it was just a little fun add-on at the end. I love you PS to the fans or whatnot. So yeah, season 4 is coming up. We also have Dragula, I think, is doing their next season starting October 16th, which will be the day that I get back from my cruise. So I'm giving some thoughts to doing a new Mew review of this season of Dragula.
Oh, awesome.
So for all of my 3 viewers out there, you can have that to look forward to or avoid as one might. I do want to send special thanks out to all of you out there who watch this and who support drag and whatnot. It really does my heart good. Shout out to my season 1 and season 2 Camp Wannakiki campers. Love y'all and miss you. And to our season 3 campers, welcome to the family.
There's one big campy, happy family.
Except when we're not. I did want to present you, since you didn't get Queen of Cramps, y'all. Woo!
Well,
might have. I did want to present you with your own little crown, because in my eyes, you're also a Queen of Camp. So, you know, gorgeous.
Thank
and it
you.
just is.
Surprising, my head is real big.
See. Well, we want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to this episode of the New Me Review. And we hope that y'all stay safe out there. These are difficult times, Lord knows.
Yes.
And the fact that you all got out there,
Oh.
ooh, she done been crown. The queen is dead. Long live the queen. Look, Ernestine's ready to come back and claim that crown, y'all.
She probably pissed on it earlier.
Right, she did. Nasty thing. Yeah, so I appreciate that you all did that during the pandemic, because there were days when I was feeling mighty low. And to be able to come and see some light and laughter and comedy and talent really just gave me a reason to keep going. So thank you, and thank all the campers, and thank the viewers. Thank Camp Wannakiki. I love y'all. Stay safe and healthy, and big love from the ATX. Mwah!